This is part 2 of my recap on I somehow got strong by raising my farming skills. You can check out part 1 with the link in the description below. At the end of the last episode, Al encountered the black dragon Ouroboros and investigates a ruined town that was supposedly destroyed by the dragon 15 years ago. As he and Phallus look around, Al hears a voice and meets a ghost named Lay. The boy is glad to find someone that can finally see him and notices that Al is wearing the same cloak as him. Al mentions that he got it from Helen and Lay is glad to hear she is well. Revealing that he is her brother, he mentions how the cloak was a gift from his father and was magically enchanted. Al puts the cloak around Phallus, causing her to panic and blush, being so close to Al. This however lets her see Lay and she freaks out at his ghostly appearance. Lay continues to explain that Helen was the only survivor in the village and says that she's in danger. There is a flashback to 15 years ago. Helen calls Lay for lunch while he is training with a sword but trips and falls over. Helen worries for him, but Lay wants to become a warrior. Suddenly dark clouds roll in and fire rains from the sky. They rush back to the village only to find it burning and destroyed. The black dragon lands, giving off a terrifying roar. A young child stands up to it, throwing a rock at it. The dragon can speak and finds it outrageous that the boy can stand up to him. The dragon feeds off of their fear and destroys anyone who it opens its mouth, gathering dark energy. As the boy becomes terrified, Helen and Lay watch from a distance, but know that they are powerless to do anything. They decide that their only option is to run, so they quickly leave the village. But as they run, the dragon flies overhead and finds them. They quickly run the other way, but the dragon flies after them. Breathing fire, the dragon enjoys seeing them run in terror. Helen becomes exhausted and falls over. She tells Lay to go on without her and the dragon lands behind her. The dragon prepares to devour her soul, but it gets hit in the eye. As Lay throws his sword, he tells Helen to run, but the sword falls and its eye is instantly regenerated. But the dragon turns its attention to Lay, deciding to eat him. First it lunges at Lay and impales him with its teeth. Helen rushes to her brother and the dragon delights in her despair as it makes him stronger. The dragon decides to let Helen live but swears to return after 15 years to destroy her home again, causing her even more emotional damage, and then feasts on her soul. Lay swears to protect Helen even in death, and hearing this, the dragon decides to bind his soul to the area so he can witness her grim fate. After that, the dragon disappears and Lay fades away. Back in the present, Lay explains that the dragon always leaves one survivor so they can spread the story and create even more fear, and when it awakens it will hunt down that person and repeat the cycle. Lay begs for Al to help protect Helen, but he says that the dragon is too strong. But Lay mentions how the dragon only ate his soul when he became despaired. He believes that they can use the power opposite of despair to diminish the dragon's power. Lay asks Al to help him pass a message on to his sister, and Al quickly heads off carrying Phallus. As he runs there in a hurry because today is exactly 15 years after the dragon's previous attack. Phallus gets embarrassed getting carried like a sack and asks Al to carry her in his arms. They make it back to the city, and fortunately the dragon has not appeared yet. Phallus calls Al a monster for treating her in such a way, but is also amazed by his immense stamina. The two go their separate ways as Al goes to find Alan and Phallus prepares the guards. Back at the guild, Helen's mother goes to check up on her, but finds that she's missing from her room. Helen walks alone in the forest and soon the black dragon appears before her. It greets her after 15 years and Helen's lost memories begin to return. She remembers that it was her fault that her brother died. The dragon reminds her how her brother would have gotten away if not for her. It says that because of her all the people in the city will soon die. Helen begs for it not to attack the city, even offering her own life. But the dragon has no intention of letting anyone live. Helen despairs and prepares to end her life. But Al makes it to her just in time and stops her. Helen comes to her senses, but the dragon attacks Al, knocking him away. Al manages to survive thanks to his cloak's protection. The dragon is shocked a human could survive his attack, but Al says he's not just a human, he's a farmer. Helen tells him to run away, but Al charges at the dragon, punching it in his face. Al tells Helen not to worry, and the dragon is surprised a human was able to hurt him. The dragon wants to see Al fall onto despair, and the two begin to fight. The dragon charges at him, attacking with its claw, and Al struggles to defend himself. Al lands another punch, but the dragon unleashes its devastating flame onto him. Al is knocked away and Helen tells him to leave her, not wanting any more people to die and because of her. But Al tells her that it's not her fault. He tells her how he met her brother. Her brother knew she would blame herself when she regained her memory, so he told Al to tell her that he doesn't blame her for his death. He's proud that he protected his sister and tells her to live happily for the both of them. Al gives her hope and the dragon's power begins to diminish. The dragon curses at Al and dives at them. but Al is able to overcome the weakened dragon. Defeating it with a punch, Al is finally able to relax and Helen asks if he is okay. But as she approaches him, Al gets stabbed by her, leaving him confused. He sees Helen as she looks up with a menacing smile on her face. It turns out that Helen has been possessed by the soul and power of Ouroboros and he will kill Wayne because he's blocking his plans to absorb negative energy from humans. When possessed, Helen tries to attack Wayne again. Mirage Dragon appears to protect him. Ouroboros and Mirage weren't completely dead. Their power is just weakened and disappeared over the years. In the past, Mirage didn't have time to purify Ouroboros who had fled. Mirage immediately recovered Wayne's body and told him to weaken Ouroboros' defenses. Mirage's power was only left to purify Ouroboros within Helen's body. Mirage also said that Wayne didn't have to worry about Helen's condition. She would be fine because Mirage could take care of her. Then Ouroboros underestimated Wayne because he could move at will with Helen's body easily. Wayne also definitely wouldn't dare hit a girl like this. Ouroboros would play around with them for a while because he could control his power perfectly within Helen's body. But Al didn't care about his trash talks. Al attacked him and Helen regained her senses. Mirage was about to use his power, but suddenly Ouroboros' soul again took over Helen's body. When Al saw his eyes, Ouroboros wanted to possess Wayne's body. However, he realized something strange. Wayne's heart didn't have any negative energy. He only found out that Al loves being a farmer and growing all kinds of human food needs. After that, he was kicked out of Al's soul and finally was defeated. Wayne passed out and was taken by Helen to the Adventurers Guild. Some time passed and Al woke up from his stupor, and so Helen and Phallus, who were accompanying him there. Phallus immediately hugged Wayne because she was glad he was okay. Then Al was worried about Helen's condition and curious about Ouroboros. Helen says that she has been purified by the dragon Mirage and Helen's body condition is better. Mirage ran out of power and he just disappeared. Phallus was surprised because it turned out that the Mirage dragon could appear in Grimm's forest too. But he won't appear again because it has become a legend, including Ouroboros. Helen can also use Ouroboros' power because his soul is gone, but his power is left in Helen's body. With her new power, Helen will use it to help others and she will live a normal life. Upon hearing this, Wayne felt pleased and he would continue to accompany Helen to make her happy. Suddenly Phallus became jealous while listening to romantic conversations like this. That's all because she didn't know their situation in the forest beforehand. Then Helen asked about Phallus and Al's relationship. Because she was always by Wayne's side, Phallus introduced herself under her pseudonym Philia and claimed to be Wayne's childhood friend. Then the adventures, the guildmaster and Reen suddenly came into the room worrying about Helen and Wayne. But our duo said they were fine. After hearing that the adventurers wanted the guildmaster to celebrate Wayne's victory tonight, they were grateful that the dragon didn't mess up the town. The adventurers also hoped that the kingdom would give the Adventurers Guild and Wayne award for saving the city. Phallus slipped that she would provide them with a present. Luckily, Al helped resuscitate Phallus, who was still disguised as an ordinary person. At night they partied together to celebrate Wayne's victory, but in his mind he wanted to go home, because he had to take care of his farm. Wayne couldn't keep telling Tess to attend a large field alone. Then suddenly Phallus could guess what was on Wayne's mind right now. She said Wayne needed to relax and entertain himself like this. She is worried that his condition will drop if he continues to work. She also thanks him for saving the town of Alessa. She still hopes that Al will become a royal guard and her companion. Meanwhile, drunk Helen showed the power of Ouroboros to the adventurers. The next day, when Wayne and Tessa take care of the farm, the postman suddenly gives Wayne a letter. It contained an order from Wayne's parents to visit them occasionally. They miss him because they haven't seen each other in a long time. Wayne's parents hear that Al has moved to the capital city of Midas. Even though at that time when his parents took him to the town of Relugas, Wayne still wanted to live in the village around the Migas kingdom. They thought that Al already had a girlfriend, so he was willing to move to the capital. Then Al decided to visit his parents' house after completing a quest from the Adventurers Guild. Then he went to the Migas market for a while for breakfast. He bought tomatoes from one of the traders there. When Wayne ate the tomato, he felt an incredible sensation of freshness and deliciousness. Then the seller said that these tomatoes came from the city of Regulus and there is a high-quality fertilizer to produce fresh food and vegetables like this. Upon hearing that, Al immediately asked Helen for permission to go to a Regulus town for a while. He told Helen to transfer his guild quest to another adventurer. She was surprised because she thought Wayne would move to another town. Helen also apologizes if she did something wrong to him. Then Wayne said he would not move to another city, he just wanted to return to his hometown to meet his parents and buy quality fertilizer. Helen was very grateful to hear that. Al's quest would also be completed by Helen now. She has become an adventurer and works as an Adventurers Guild receptionist. She can control Dragon's power and she enjoyed this life because she could kill monsters at will. After that Al met Phallus initially. She wanted to participate in completing his quest and leveling up to become an ordinary adventurer. But Wayne explained that he would meet his parents in Regulus Town in a few days. He had left his quest to Helen so Phallus didn't have to bother to accompany Wayne. She is very sad because she will be separated from Al for a while and Al says he will return to Miga's city soon. Then Phallus decided to come with Wayne because she wanted to meet and chat with Wayne's parents. Upon hearing this Al immediately ran away from there because he did not want Phallus to meet his parents. On his way to a Regulus city Wayne suddenly heard the same monster voice as he heard before. Al was initially convinced that this ogre was good because it didn't look scary and there were some monsters to befriend. But suddenly the monster wanted to, well, let's say, to be very good friends with Wayne. But he was saved by this girl, and that's where this video ends. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss new videos. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.